Hi and welcome back to Nusantara Folktales with me, and today as promised I will be telling you the Indonesian folktale of Timun Mas using my friend's picture book, which is titled Timun Mas. Now my friend is Evie Shelvia. She is a famous illustrator and children's author from Indonesia, and she's also done my book, The Malay Tale of the Peking. She illustrated my book, and I'll tell you about this book in another video. Evie spent many years in Malaysia. That's how I met her. And she produced this book, which is her own interpretation of a famous folktale from Indonesia. This book is published by Oyes Books. If you don't know, Oyes is a Malaysian children's book publisher. They do beautiful children's picture books, Malaysian children's picture books, and also middle grade books. In fact, they are my publisher for my Door Under the Stairs historical fiction series. So if you're looking for good quality children's books, check out Oyes Books. This book is in Bahasa Indonesia, so I'm not going to read it to you. I'm going to tell the story in my own words, but I will show you the beautiful illustrations because her adaptation of this story is just stunning. So let us look at the story of Timun Mas. First of all, I got to show you the end covers of this book. Look at that. These are the cucumbers, the golden cucumbers. So if you don't know, Timun Mas means golden cucumber. And if you want to know why, let's start the story. Once upon a time, on the island of Java, there lived a woman called Sriti. Now, Sriti had only one wish, and that was to have a baby, to have a child. But unfortunately, she never had a child. She never had a family. And as time went on, she decided that she had to do something about it. She was so desperate for a child. So she decided to go to the mountains to visit Raksasa Puri. Now, Raksasa means monster or ogre, and this monster is said to be able to grant wishes. Everyone warned her not to go because you would have to give him a big sacrifice, but she didn't care. She was just so desperate to have a baby and to bring a baby into this world. So she went to see Raksasa Puri and she asked him to grant her wish. Raksasa heard her and he said, I can give you a baby, I can grant your wish, but in return, you must raise this child, and on her 17th birthday, you must return her to me because she belongs to me. Now, Sriti did not like the conditions of this agreement, but she had no choice. She desperately wanted a child, and so she agreed to the terms. She thought that she had 17 years to figure out how to keep her child. So Raksasa Puri gave her a tiny little cucumber seed and told her to plant this seed, water it, and take care of it. And out of the seed, there will emerge a baby. So Sri ran home. She carefully planted the seed. You can see that there. And it grew into a beautiful cucumber plant. She prayed and she waited for something to happen. And one day something did happen, something magical. A tiny little baby grew inside of a cucumber. Look at that. One day her wish came true. The cucumber opened up and revealed the most beautiful baby Sriti had ever seen. I'll read you this page. Tibalah sudah hari yang dinanti-nanti, lahirlah putri yang comel tidak terperi, Timun Emas nama diberi. So she named the baby Timun Mas after the golden cucumber. From that moment onwards, Sriti was the happiest person on earth. She got her wish, she got her little baby, and she poured herself into raising this child. She gave the child all the love and affection that she had in her heart. One day, for some reason, a magical horse appeared, and this horse was like Timun Mas's guardian, and the horse looked like our kuda kepang. You can see it here. Timun Mas and the horse were inseparable. They were always together. They basically grew up together. And from a little baby, Timun Mas grew into a lovely little girl. And as the years passed by, she grew into a young lady. So time passed and the baby grew up. And on the eve of her 17th birthday, Sriti did not know what to do because she had to give Timun Mas back to Raksasa Puri. Fortunately for them, the magical horse was there to help. He gave Timun Mas 4 pouches. In the first pouch, he put in some cucumber seeds. In the second pouch, he put some needles. And in the third pouch, he put some salt. In the fourth pouch, he put some soil or earth. Timun Mas and her mother, Sriti, they were a bit confused. They didn't know how this was going to help them escape from the Raksasa. But the magical horse said, trust me, you'll be able to defeat him with these 4 items. So the next day, Timun Mas bade farewell to her mother, and Timun Mas made her way to the mountains to give herself up to Raksasa Puri. She looked at Raksasa Puri and said, I'm here because my mother made a promise to you, but I don't plan on staying. She says, I'm going to defeat you. I'm going to escape from you. And of course, Raksasa just laughed and he jeered at her and he said, how can you little girl, you're nothing. You can't escape from me. You're a weak little thing. Look at me. I'm big and strong and I've got magical powers. You will never escape from me. And it was at this point when Timun Mas took out her bag of cucumber seeds and threw it at him. And what happened was that these seeds fell to the ground and outshot these cucumber vines, and the vines came and tangled up the monster, the Raksasa. While he was tangled up, Timun Mas got on her magical horse and ran away. Now, of course, the Raksasa was strong. He managed to get out of the vines and ran after her. And when he caught up with her, Timun Mas took her second pouch, which was the pouch of needles, and threw it at the Raksasa. And these needles turned into big, long, sharp bamboos, a forest of bamboo, which trapped the Raksasa. And this time, it took a while for him to get out of the bamboo forest. However, he did because he's big and strong. So he caught up with Timun Mas once again, and this time she threw her bag of salt. And when the salt hit the Raksasa, it turned into the ocean and it swept the Raksasa away. But the Raksasa was a good swimmer. He swam up to the surface and he swam towards Timun Mas. When he finally caught up to her, she had her last pouch, the pouch full of soil, of earth. And she took that pouch out and she threw it at the Raksasa. And when the earth hit the ocean, it turned into this huge mountain that covered the Raksasa up. And finally, the Raksasa was trapped under this huge mountain. He couldn't escape. So Timun Mas won. She managed to defeat the scary monster. He's trapped. Timun Mas ran home back to her mother, told her mother what had happened, and they lived happily ever. Let me just read the last page. Timun Mas akhirnya pulanglah ke pangkuan ibu. Sriti menyambut dengan terharu, air mata bahagia mengalir laju. 200 purnama dan seterusnya hiduplah kedua-duanya penuh bahagia dan aman damai selamanya. The end.